Welcome to the video introduction about electric vehicles. My name is Yent. I'm a telecom engineer and I'm also an electric vehicle enthusiast. In this video, we will talk about electric vehicles. What is an electric vehicle? How does it work? How different is it from our traditional gas cars? What are the major components of electric vehicles? And what is the future of electric vehicles? Let's dive right into it. All right, so what is an electric vehicle? An electric vehicle is a vehicle that runs on electricity. Just like you and I will charge our smartphone, we also charge the electric vehicle. We use it until the battery goes down and we come back to charge it again. So simply put, an electric car is a car that uses the electricity that is stored on the battery to run. All right, now let's talk about the major components of an electric vehicle. First of all, we have the battery pack, and I'm talking about the high voltage battery pack. So this is a group of lithium-ion cells put together to pretty much power up the car. So you have smaller batteries put together in series and in parallel, and that group of batteries gives a lot of power for the car to move. We have something called the BMS. The BMS is the battery management system. So this is pretty much the brain of the battery. Yes, it monitors the voltage, the temperature, and the safety of the battery. It acts like a security guard and make sure that you and I are safe. Let's talk about the inverter. So the inverter plays a translation role in an electric vehicle. It takes the electricity that is stored on the battery pack, and that electricity is stored as DC power, direct current, and it converts that electricity into AC power and gives it to the motor to run. The converter is there to convert one electricity type into another. Let's talk about the electric motor. So in a traditional gas car, we have engines. In an electric vehicle, we also have an engine, but it is a motor actually. And that motor runs on AC power. So once the inverter sends the AC power to the electric motor spins and then turns the wheels, which allows the car to move forward. So the electric motor role is to turn the wheels. Simple. Let's talk about something called the DC-DC converter. In an electric vehicle, beside the high voltage battery, there is also, and very often, a 12-volt battery. It kind of gives power to other components of the car, such as light, the screen that is inside the car. The DC-DC converter is there to take the power from the high voltage battery in terms of DC, convert it and send it to the 12-volt battery so we can use our light, we can play music and so on. Let's talk about the onboard charger. The battery cannot directly take the AC power that is coming out of your home outlet or from your home charger. So the onboard charger pretty much charges the car whenever you are using a level 1 or a level 2 charger. Now, the story is totally different when you're using a level 3 charger. It's the case of Tesla superchargers, for example. When you're charging your car out there with a supercharger, that supercharger delivers DC power that goes directly into your battery without passing through the onboard charger. Let's talk about the charging port. The charging port is simply the gauge that pretty much helps you to charge your car. So you plug in your charger inside the charging port, and yeah, you charge your car. There is also a thermal management system inside electric vehicles. Just like you will have a radiator or a heat pump inside your traditional gas cars, you will also find a radiator and a heat pump and other component inside electric vehicles. That system is there to pretty much cool down the battery and the motor and prevent them from overheating. All right, that's it for the major component of electric vehicles. Now let's talk about how an electric vehicle works. So in practice, when you press the accelerator, the DC power that is stored on the battery goes right to the inverter. So the inverter takes that power, the DC power, convert it to AC and send it to the electric motor. The electric motor, when it receives that AC power, functions automatically, and it spins and turns the wheels to pretty much move the car forward. In an electric vehicle, everything is instant. You press the accelerator and the car just moves instantly. That is why some of the electric vehicles out there have 0 to 100 in 2.5 seconds. So something magic also happens when you let go of the accelerator. So in your traditional gas car, when you release the accelerator, your car slows down, which is normal. Well, the same thing happens in an electric vehicle too, but much stronger. And there is an energy that is produced from that slowdown. It's called the kinetic energy. And that energy is not wasted as it is on traditional vehicle. The electric vehicle engineers have put a system in place to take that energy back to the battery. So how does it work and what is it called? It's called the regenerative braking system. Yes. So whenever you release the accelerator, the motor becomes a generator, right? So it produces energy. And that energy goes back to the inverter because the motor is spinning in the opposite direction. So that energy goes to the inverter in terms of AC power. The inverter converts that AC power into DC power and then stores it to the battery. I have personally experienced sometimes when my battery is at 50% and I'm still driving, stopping, slowing down, driving, and I will often see my battery jump back to 51% or 52%. And I'm sure that that is a result of the regenerative braking system. So now let's talk about the main differences between an electric car and a gas car. So an electric car, you don't need to do the regular maintenance that we do on our traditional vehicles. You don't need to do oil change. You don't need to go check your transmission. You don't have an exhaust pipe on these electric cars. So the maintenance is not there. I mean, it doesn't prevent you from visiting your technician from time to time to make sure that your battery is healthy and your motor works well. But per se, going back to the mechanic every 5,000 miles to do oil change or change 1 or 2 spark plugs, no, you won't do that on an electric vehicle. The second thing is the lower cost per mile. All right, so we all know that electricity is cheaper than gas. Yes, it would be cheaper to charge your car, especially when you have a charger at home, than to put gas in your vehicle. So this is why you see electric vehicle owners say that they save money on charging rather than putting gas in their traditional gas cars. All right. So one thing that I've already mentioned is the instant torque. So with electric vehicles, you get instant torque as soon as you press the accelerator, right? And the big fans of speed really like it. I personally do. It's a different sensation. Electric vehicles have fewer moving parts than traditional gas, which pretty much makes their maintenance cheaper. They're cleaner for the environment because they don't emit any CO2, any dioxide carbon. They have instant torque. Their operating cost is lower than traditional gas car. All right, now let's talk about the future of electric vehicles. All right, I'm recording this video in November of 2025. And as of today, there is an EV mandate in Europe and in California inviting people to switch over to electric vehicles by 2035. Yes, you heard it right. So if you live in Europe or in California and you're planning on buying a new vehicle by 2035, the only option that may be available to you will be to go electric. A lot of people have been fighting that back because let's face it, gas cars have been around for 200 years. They are reliable. We have gas stations at every corner. But the experts have concluded that our gas vehicle pollute too much. And we all want to save the planet. That is why leaders have decided to put that transition in place. I don't know what the future is going to be, but we will make sure to cover everything on this channel. All right, that's it for today. That's it for this chapter number 1, Introduction on Electric Vehicle. I hope that you've learned one thing or two. If you want to dive into the world of electric vehicles, know how the battery works, how the electric motor works, and what are the safety measures put in place to keep you and I safe while we're driving these electric vehicles, well, hit the subscribe button and watch the next videos. I'm going to be talking about electric vehicles in details. It's quiz time. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Yent, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.